cheerleading world has been waiting for is finally here. The premiere of Bring It On the Musical on Broadway. Oh my God, this is happening. It's so different from tour. It's a dream come true for me.
Cheerleaders who see the show say, oh my God, that's my life.
Whether you're 5 years old or 60 years old, everyone just really loves the show.
The energy outside the St. James Theater is infectious as the crowd anxiously awaits cheerleading's big break on the biggest stage in the world. This night marks the end of a national tour across the country and the beginning of what all are hoping to be a long and successful run on Broadway. Varsity has been with the show since the beginning, when choreographer Andy Blankenbuehler traveled to Memphis for the cheer development workshop with the UCA staff. Together, they designed partner stunts and pyramids that could add a visual element to the show never before seen in the theater. The result, a high-spirited, high-energy musical comedy that will thrill both the cheer world and theater goers alike.
We're gonna leave behind the world we know.
How did you get into the mindset of the cheerleading world?
We actually watched a ton of varsity competitions. We watched a lot of national competitions. We went to exhibitions and just, immersed ourselves in that world. And then, whenever anything was in doubt, I would just go to Lauren Witt and ask her questions.
I would have never thought that I would be here on Broadway. I mean, when I was here at that cheer development in Memphis, it was just something that I was doing with UCA staff, and then Andy Blankenbuehler, our director, told us about it, and he asked us if we wanted to do auditions.
When I first got there, I didn't even know that this was going to happen. And then at the end of the 3-day process when we were in Memphis, they asked us to audition. So from there, just one after another, from Atlanta to the tour to Broadway now, it's incredible.
2 years later, here I am.
From the very beginning, we started to get into the nuts and bolts of what we wanted to say and the nuts and bolts of how to bring this exciting sport of cheerleading to the stage. So early on, we were able, I think, to find some really dynamic physical feats. And what we had to do along the journey was make sure we were telling a human, emotional story that was as dynamic as the amazing tumbling and stunting that we're doing on stage.
This is a show about, on one level, teamwork, but below that, what that really means and what people give to each other and do for each other to create that. And that's something the varsity community just knows. And they gave it to us, and we're so grateful.
Slow motion down the hall.
You know what? UCA background has helped me guide them into the right way of being the best cheerleaders they can be.
It's been about 2 years we've been working on it. So now we're like, have our acting roots and like our singing. We got it down. It's almost like second nature.
Tell me, were you ever a cheerleader or were you a dancer?
I'm a dancer. I was never a cheerleader, but I did get some cheerleading experience on our show. We had a cheerleader dance, and that was really cool.
I actually was like a school mascot, for just like maybe like a month.
I was never a cheerleader, but I was the choreographer of the Papa High School Pom Pom Squad.
Where was that?
Papa High School in Papa, Michigan, southwestern Michigan.
I never was a cheerleader, but now I have a newfound love and appreciation for cheerleading. It's quite a sport, and I'm really in awe and admiration for these athletes.
I grew up in Manhattan, so cheerleading was not in my world at all. So I really was introduced to it when I started working on Bring It On. The first cheerleader I met, who was Jessica Colombo, just meeting her and seeing them in action, I immediately knew I knew nothing about cheerleading, and I had a lot to learn and a lot to admire.
The cheerleaders in the show, just watching them every night has really taught me a lot. They're fearless and they do an amazing job.
Getting to watch these champions do what they do 8 times a week, it's mind-blowing to me. The stamina that it takes, the concentration, the focus, and the dedication that they all have, it's really astounding, and I have such a respect for what they do.
It's great to see them fuse the two sort of dance forms together for the summer audiences and stuff. I think it's going to be great.
Being around these girls has just inspired me enough. All of these cheerleaders are absolutely amazing, and I think just being with the show so long has really, upped the ante. And I got my sharp motions, my tight stunts. I just always watching them, which is amazing because they're so talented.
We work as a team. We say teamwork makes the dream work, and Bring It On, because we need each and every person to make this show happen every single night. It's not just about the singers, it's not just about the dancers, it's not just about the actors. It's really about those stunts, and it's about making this a story that everyone will always remember, and really an event that's great for the eye and great for the heart.
I'm in, I'm in, I'm in, I'm
And those lyrics, imagine the lights. I mean, this is 30 debuts on Broadway. This is a real dream come true.
It's absolutely crazy. I mean, it keeps going, kind of snowballs now. So everything just keeps building and building and building into the big finale, which I'm not going to spoil, but you'll see it tonight.
Hey, all you cheerleaders, we want to see you at Bring It On, the musical.